I'm excited to be headed to the Oceanside Mastermind with LPT Realty. I'm going to spend some time with some of my LPT family for 3 days this coming week, talk about team growth within LPT. That is one of the things I love about LPT Realty, utilizing the top teams and agents within the brand to constantly teach, help, and educate other growing agents. So excited to be there next week talking about that and letting other agents within LPT know the things that I've done over the years to help grow my business. When we aren't on air, make sure to follow us on all of our socials at The Duncan Duo, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. And if you're a real estate agent struggling where you are, I think a lot of real estate agents right now are looking for something extra, or people that are getting into the business. And I want to explain that what I think is the number one mistake most real estate agents must make when they get into the business. Through the years, I've added extra kind of businesses that are extensions of my real estate brand, and I see things operate a lot differently in other industries. But the failure rate for real estate agents is massively high. It's massively high because I think that real estate agents, sometimes think that it's easy, or they see a friend doing well and don't see what the friend did to get to where they are, driving like a cool car or living in a nice house. They just see the cool car and a nice house. And they think that it's easy. But we have one of the highest failure rates of any industry on earth. And I think that a lot of real estate agents make the mistake of shopping on price. I've always said cheap work ain't good and good work ain't cheap. When you shop a real estate brokerage and you look for the cheapest one, you're going to get what you pay for. As a brand new agent, way too many make that mistake, and then they're out within a few years. They're out within a few years because mentorship, leads, coaching, marketing advice, all of those things aren't free. Brokerages have to provide those. And when they're not providing a lot of those things for an agent, the agents go out and fail at a massively high rate, and then they're out of the business within 6 months. Most real estate agents that get their license are out of the business within a year. So if you're one of those agents thinking about getting in, my advice to you, whether that's you joining my team or another team, is to look to join a team environment. Go somewhere where you are going to get support, where you're going to get leads, where you're going to get help and assistance. Obviously, we're always hiring. JoinTheDuo.com. We have a direct mentor assigned to you. We have a massive lead generation and marketing plan, accountability, coaching on deals, and our agents succeed at a higher level than the norms in the marketplace because there's a structure. If you don't want a structure, basically what you're saying is you don't really want to work hard. If you don't have structure as a new agent, you're going to try and do all the things. You're going to try and become a great marketer, a great negotiator, a great shower of homes, a great finder of real estate, great at the contracts. You can't quickly be great at all of those things. If you do, you are going to fail. And that's what most real estate agents do. They go to the place that says, hey, we're going to give you 100% of the commission. Give you 100% of the commission. You're going to go there. You're going to be just a number because that's a mill. They just want you to pay your dues, get paid whenever you do a deal, and there'll be a certain number of percentage of people that figure it out. And then that's how they win, is the people that figure it out pay for all the people that aren't figuring it out. But a massive number of them don't figure it out. If you go somewhere where there is the structure, where there's a compensation model that rewards the company or the team or the brokerage enough to be able to provide you all of these things, you don't have to become an expert at marketing or at contracts. You can bit by bit just get great at one thing at a time because the team takes those things off of your plate that you're not going to get good at fast enough or great at fast enough in order to be able to make an income to support your family. So massively high failure rates in real estate. You probably know somebody personally, if you're listening to this, that's failed in real estate. And again, most of the time, they don't have enough coaching and they don't have enough leads. If you're going somewhere that's promising you that, oh, you've just got to call your friends and family and your sphere of influence, if you know a lot of people, all those people they know 27 other realtors. And those realtors have been in the business a while and sold homes and have success, and they've built trust with that person. For you to win them over, you're going to have to perform, and you're not going to be able to perform on your friends and family because they're not going to trust you enough yet. They already know realtors they trust. So if you're wanting something where you can plug into an existing ecosphere where there's a CRM and a system and a lead generation platform, coaching, accountability, and a massive lead spend, hit us up, jointheduo.com. We're always looking to add agents. LPT Realty is a great place as well. But if you're new, that's what you need. If you're existing and you're struggling, again, sometimes to jumpstart your career, you need a new opportunity. You need a new place. You need to go deeper. But I'm a firm believer in the real estate brokerage business that you do get what you pay for. If you're going to the place that looks like you're going to get the majority of the commission on every deal, you're assuming you're going to be able to create deals. And most of you, with that assumption, will fail. And that's just math, okay? It's not a personal attack. It's the statistics. The math show us that most real estate agents that get into the business fail within the first year. And the 5-year failure rate is massively high as well. So having done this for 20 years, I know how to coach an agent from zero to hero. We've done it countless times. There are a ton of real estate agents running their own businesses now that started with me, that have built their own team. So if that's something you aspire to, why not learn it from somebody that's already done it? You trying to recreate that on your own somewhere just isn't great. And I see recruiters from real estate companies all the time saying, oh, we're going to be able to do this and we can do that. It's rampant in our industry that the people out there recruiting have never done what they say that they're going to help you do in their company, right? So go where it's proven. You're going to get the support, the help, the coaching that you need. Again, that is jointheduo.com. And we are always looking for people that want to work. Key for us is that we don't want the agents that are just going to part-time, hang a license, do a deal here and there. We want people to plug in full-time. Real estate isn't a part-time opportunity if you're going to be successful at it. You need to plug in and spend the time. You need to have a little bit of backlog of money. If you don't have that, I coach every single person that I can, like reduce your expenses, make sure that you can handle not getting paid for a little while. These are all things that matter because a lot of people get in and then after a month, they don't have a check and then they get commission breath. I'm sure every person out there has dealt with a salesperson with commission breath, whether it's going to Nordstrom or whether it's going to buy a car, whether it's somebody catching you on the phone that wants to sell you a home warranty or a car warranty, whatever it is. If you don't get into the real estate business with a little bit of pad and, a little bit of money, or cut your expenses down to where you can kind of grind through that period of time it's going to take you to learn, you're going to run off a lot of clients and you're probably not going to succeed because you're going to have too much pressure to earn. The right people that get into the business make a plan ahead of time. They've got a nest egg. They've made the right choices. They've reduced some expense, and they're willing to get through that period of time that it'll take for them to be successful. And I've said this, I put this out on a video recently, that I think now is one of the best opportunities ever to get into real estate if you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it to build a long-term career. And here's why. Similar to when I got in during the Great Recession. If you get in now, you're going to be forced to have to work really hard because it's not easy. The transactions are harder to close. It's harder to find buyers. It's harder to get homes sold. Interest rates are higher, affordability. All of these reasons are why it's a deterrent for a lot of people to get into real estate. But if you get into real estate now and you do the work and you go somewhere that will force you to work and be accountable to standards and, processes, if you do that, you will establish the habits so that eventually when the economy turns in a better direction, it'll sprinkle some magic on all that effort and work ethic that you've built, grinding it out during a time when it's really tough for real estate. If you get in now and you grind it out and you're successful, when the market turns, you will have the opportunity to earn more than you ever thought in your life, build your own business, all of these things. A lot of people get in when the market's hot because it's easy and it's a, get rich quick scheme. They're going to make a bunch of money and then before long they're out when the market turns. If you get in when the market's down and you succeed, you will have a wonderful long-term career because you'll build the habits, the standards, and have the accountability that when the economy improves, your business and your income will skyrocket and you will benefit greatly from the choices that you make. If you get in when it's easy, the market will chew you up and spit you out when it turns the other direction. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of real estate agents getting out of the business, or they're keeping their license, but they're doing other stuff. They're getting a side gig. They're driving for Uber or Lyft. They're bartending, whatever it is. They're doing that to make ends meet because they got in when it was hot and they never really established the right disciplines or habits because the money was flowing and it was easy to sell a home. A few years ago, anyone with a pulse could have sold a home. Everything was selling. Interest rates were 2% and 3%. Who wouldn't buy more real estate? When it's 6 and 7%, it's a grind and it's hard. And if you can be successful at it now, you will have a very long and prosperous real estate career for the long term. If you want to build that, now is a great time for it. But you have to go somewhere to learn. You have to be learning based. You have to go somewhere that's going to get you leads. And we offer that. So again, jointheduo.com. We're not the only real estate team. We believe we're the best. I'm biased just because the track record and the ability to navigate agents through multiple markets and help them grow their business as I've grown mine. So hopefully we'll have the opportunity to do that with you. Again, that is jointheduo.com.